Is it working now? Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you for the call, Ralph. So, I don't know what happened here with my microphone. Normally it's working, but today everything is a little bit crazy. So, I will just restart. Sorry for being late. I was just picking up some groceries and wasn't able to live stream on point, but I'm a little bit early because normally I wanted to live stream the economic numbers today in about 1.5 hours, but unfortunately I'm not able to because I'm in a one-on-one coaching with a client and therefore will not be able to live stream the outcome of the economic news and not the start of stock exchange because I have another appointment. Therefore it's a really stressful day, so I hope it's not as stressful for you. And yeah, I would like that you like my stream and subscribe to my channel if you have less stress than I have today, and would if you enjoy what I'm sharing with you today. So I was talking about Upstart here because we had a giant short squeeze here. So we see these giant short squeeze of more than 30% yesterday. Why did this happen? Because we had more than 40% of short flow. So more than 40% of the shares are shorted right now, and they take about 5 days to cover these shorts with an average volume of 5.9 million shares traded per day. So this can happen even on really bad earnings like Upstart had. So the stock was halted the day before yesterday when the market closed because of the earnings and the bad outlook. So they missed really heavy, but when the stock resumed, it closed the gap right away and was trading higher already and went in a short squeeze yesterday. So let's see this on a lower time frame. Here you see on a 5-minute chart it was not tradable here right at the closing. Then it opened lower and closed the gap right away. And you see on the opening or right before the market opened yesterday, there was this giant short squeeze, more than 30% the upside. I just wanted to share this to you because we talked about it in my previous stream here. And now let's go to Nasdaq. So I'm not in a position, so even if it's a stressful day for me, it's an easy day in terms of trading because I went out of my position tonight here during the Asian session at about 2 a.m. my time. This is at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and there I went out of my long position in Nasdaq, planned limit sell order here, and you see the Fibonacci level was holding pretty good, pretty well. Why is there a line? Because we had the high point here, we had the low point here. So I was drawing these Fibonacci levels last Friday, February 10th, and you can see how good these levels here have worked. So we had the rejection, but that has nothing to say for the numbers in about 1 hour and 15 minutes because we can still go higher. So my short entries are right above 12,800 points. There I want to take on some shorts. And if not, if I cannot enter here, I will just wait for lower levels to come and for confirmation of a turn of direction, and then I can still enter some shorts. But I'm happy that I have no trade right now because markets are pulling back. As you can see, we retested the levels here on the European opening at 9 a.m. my time, 3 a.m. Eastern time, and are pulling back right now, but probably we will see more volume and more movement here when the economic news are out. So let's see which news we have today. Like I said, unfortunately I'm not able to live stream in an hour, but we will have building permits at 8:30 a.m. Initial jobless claims like every week, Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, and of course PPI. So a lot of numbers. So this will be, I think, the most important one, PPI. We can expect some movements, maybe 100 to 200 points in Nasdaq. Normally CPI day has more volatility, but sometimes if there's a big miss of the forecast, then we can also see heavy movements here. So the last time in December we had a big miss here. It was a lot lower than expected. So the forecast was minus 0.1 and we had minus 0.5. This time it's the opposite. We have a high forecast of 0.4%. So I'm curious how the number will be and which movement we will have, but my limit orders are set. I want to short at 12,810 points, and I'm ready to take on more shorts if we go higher. So there is still a possibility that we see higher levels, but I want to be short, as we discussed already in previous live streams. Why? Because I see that this is a resistance zone here between 12,800 and 13,000 points. Which are the next targets to the downside? So one early target here could be the 12,600. We have moved the previous 2 days a lot in this area, 12,500 and 12,400. So it's easy to remember these round levels, and the low point from February 10th, which was 12,243 points. So these are the next levels to the downside. I want to have minimum 300 points to the downside, so 12,500 would be my minimum target, but I think that we can see even more pullback. But let's see, this will probably take some more time, some more days within the next week. But you know, I'm a swing trader, and therefore I have time, I can stay patient, and that's what everyone should do. I've already posted my trades which were closed, so I can show them again for you from the previous days. So here are all my trades I traded this week on one of my accounts. This was the closing here for my first long trade on Tuesday. I closed them right before the news came out. This is 2:30 p.m. my time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. You can see 12,610 point. This was right before the news came out here, and it was a sweet spot to take on some profits here. And then I entered again into long positions at lower price levels, as you can see, but with just some small positions here and with some bigger positions here in Nasdaq later for lower prices. You can see here my entry point was 12,399 points. This was a really good entry, I think, because yeah, it was a low level. You can see here the low of the day was 12,390 points, so it was just 9 points above the low of the day, right at this Fibonacci level here. So Fibonacci worked really well this week, and yeah, I was closing today before the news, and you see this was my closing level here. This was right at the red line here, the red Fibonacci level. So I just wanted to share with you to show the proof of concept that I'm trading, not only talking but also trading, and that it is possible with such easy instruments like Fibonacci and just the ADX and whatever you are using to make some decent profits. Okay, that's for Nasdaq. Let's see the movements later, and then move on with crude oil. Crude oil on a day chart, we are still moving sideways. We had this nice doji candle the day before yesterday, but nothing happening right now. OPEC wants to take down the number of crude oil they are producing, but nothing happened right now here. So maybe the news from China will bring more volatility here into crude oil when they have more demand for crude oil in the next weeks and months. Natural gas is more interesting. It was pulling up here pre-market, but still in a sideways trading here. We tested yesterday the 270, but yeah, again sideways trading. So I'm happy to be in a short put position because my trade is already 20% in the green, even if the natural gas prices have moved just sideways. So every day is in my favor, and I can make some profit even if there's no breakout at all here for natural gas. Then let's go on with Tesla. Where's my Tesla chart? Here. So Tesla was testing pre-market $217.82. New highs here. Yesterday the closing was at $215.91, so above the previous highs. This is a good sign for the breakout here to the upside. We were talking about this in my previous stream, and I said that we have some room to the upside here up to $230. So still some room here, $15 to the upside room to the next resistance level. Let's see how far we can push on the news today. Then back to orange juice, some commodities. Orange juice is still pulling back, as you can see. Yeah, it went to the limit down the day before yesterday. had a small green candle yesterday, but yeah, let's see where it opens today, or where it opens today. It was the day before yesterday where we had the green candle, and yesterday was just a sideways trading day. So let's see where it will go, but I think we will go back to the $2.05 area where we had the previous breakout. So there's still some room to the downside here of about 11% to the downside potential. Then move on with Euro USD, or at VIX first. So VIX was dropping the previous days. It's up a little bit today, as you can see, 18.7, but only small. So not a lot of fear before these news today, but it can change if we have a big discrepancy of the between the forecast and the outcome. Then the fear can rise again, and especially when the markets are dropping, then probably fear should rise and VIX should go up. But yeah, we have to go above the previous highs here, above 22, to see more fear coming in. Then Euro USD, our early indicator, was pulling back yesterday pretty harsh and retested the lows here at about 1.066. But yes, just trading sideways today. So here we have to wait for the breakout on the up or down side. But it was indicating a little weakness. So it was interesting to see that the markets were pulling up while Euro USD was pulling down. So US dollar was getting stronger. Euro had some weakness, but the stock markets were rising. Normally this is a sign for weaker stock markets, but let's see what happens when we see the breakout to one of these directions here. Back to the European markets, there we see a rise today, retesting the highs of yesterday, and you still see this is a pretty good uptrend here. And yeah, we will probably retest the previous highs soon. So these are just 4.5% below the highs. So still some room to the upside, but the highs are pretty near. Okay, if you have another stock, just write it down in the chat and I can bring it up here. Maybe one more stock here. Palantir was interesting yesterday. So we had a big push to the upside. We were talking about this and maybe a rejection here back to the $8 area, but it didn't happen. We had the breakout right away, and you can see yesterday we went to highs of $10.23. So big push here for Palantir, about 10% to the upside, but there's still this open gap now. It will be closed sooner or later. Let's see when this happens, but probably when the markets are pulling back, we will also see a pullback on Palantir. But the next target to the upside should be this higher level here around $11.25 or even higher. We had the previous highs here at $11.62. So between these two price levels, we will probably see the next target, the next resistance here, but it's really pushing strong here to the upside and just surpassed these previous resistance levels, as you can see here. So, and one more stock and then I can close this live stream. I still have a position in Lyft. It's an option position. So I was shorting 8 strike puts, and yeah, the stock is rising now. You can see from after the earnings we are going higher now, about what is it, 12%, about 12% higher is the stock now. Still a big gap here to close, but my option position is already 75% in the green. So just because of this drop here of implied volatility, I made some decent money. So you see the multi-dimensional possibilities with options trading. You don't have just to be right on the direction and expect that the stock has to go up, but you can also make money when the stock is just trading sideways, but when implied volatility is coming down or just the days are passing by, and you can make money with theta decay. So happy with this trade, and let's see if I can close it on the open today. That's it for now. Hope it was just quick and dirty, and you will have some decent profits today with all the news. And yeah, I will bring an update at the latest next week. But yeah, tomorrow are no major news. But yeah, maybe I will bring a live stream tomorrow. Let's see how the markets are turning, and then I can do another quick and short live stream for market open maybe tomorrow. Wish you happy trading, have some nice profits, see you later.